Coming to you live from the Fatu Network studio, I am Jaka Sisijete. Welcome to the news review. First on the headlines, workshop on Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement commences at the Kairaba Beach Hotel. But first, let's take a look at the newspaper review. We'll start out with the Fourier, and the headlines read: Central Bank assures public banking sector is safe. The Central Bank of the Gambia has assured the public that their deposits in the banks are safe. The Central Bank wishes to inform the general public that the banking sector is well capitalized and adequately profitable. The bank assures the general public and bank customers in particular that their funds are safe. The banking sector remains safe, sound and stable. There is no cause for alarm. Customers are urged to continue their normal banking transactions as usual. A press statement made by the bank started yesterday. Also on the Fourier newspaper, the headline: Paralyzed April 10, survivor narrates his ordeal. Yusuf Ambai, a survivor of 10th April 2000 mass student demonstration, while testifying before the TRC yesterday, has narrated how he was shot and suffered for the past 19 years. The 36-year-old, who was using a wheelchair, told the TRC session that on the 10th April, he went to school without knowing about any planned demonstrations by the students. That was it for the Fourier newspaper. We move on to the Point newspaper, and the headlines read: Government condemns attacks on Abqaiq and Quraysh oil facilities in Saudi Arabia. The government of the Gambia says it has learned with shock and utter dismay the attacks on oil installations in eastern Saudi Arabia. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad, the Gambia joins international community in condemning these barbaric acts that constitute grave threats to global peace and security. The Gambia calls on the international community to redouble efforts aimed at bringing the perpetrators of these heinous crimes and their backers to justice. The government and people of the Gambia stand by the government and people of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia under the leadership of the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. Also on the Point newspaper, Foreign Ministry convenes briefing session with diplomatic and consular corps. On Monday, 16 September 2019, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Corporations and Gambians Abroad convened a briefing session with members of the diplomatic and consular corps, international organizations and honorary consuls at Laco Atlantic Hotel in Banjul, with a view to providing an update on the investigation being carried on in connection with the recent diplomatic passport fraud cases. The briefing session was meant to not only inform the diplomatic and consular corps, international organizations and honorary consuls, but also to brief them about steps which are being taken by the government of the Gambia to restore the current structures in place as it relates to the issuance of official passports and entitlements and privileges accorded to representatives of international community in the Gambia. Renewed commitments of governments resolved to get to the bottom of the matter and resolve the situation was made. That was it all for the newspapers. On the story, a national workshop on the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement and micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in the Gambia got underway on Tuesday at the Kairaba Beach Hotel. The two-day national stakeholder consultation is aimed at raising the awareness on the benefits and challenges of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, and it brings under one roof key national stakeholders to discuss the Continental Trade Agreements in relation to the Gambia's readiness for implementing it, as well as positioning the country in a better state to seize the opportunities that the agreement presents. Momodu Justice Dabo attended the opening ceremony and prepared this report. The workshop is being organized by the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment in collaboration with the Division for Sustainable Development Goals and UN Department of Economics and Social Affairs. The main objectives of this consultation are to provide a platform for relevant actors to compare notes and ideas on the effective and successful implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement in the Gambia and the sub-region, make recommendations on a strategy for continuous engagement with stakeholders in the implementation of the agreement. Addressing participants at the opening ceremony of the two-day workshop, the president of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Idrissa Mas Job, said despite the formation of the Organization of Africa Unity many years ago and the metamorphosis that it went through over the years, Africa has not been able to fully tap the plethora of benefits that regional integration offers.
The African Free Trade Agreement, according to the Executive Secretary of UNECA, estimate that the potential for intra-trade would increase by $70 billion, but only due to the removal of tariffs. Our first contention is that if the removal of internal tariffs alone is not accompanied at the external level by a common external tariff, it will unleash an unprecedented erosion of government revenue. The second contention is that the interregional trade currently constitutes 17%, and they aim by 2040 to take this thing to 50%. However, the challenge remains of making trade more equitable. Even the current trade between Africa and Europe is not equitable, and the current trade within Africa is not equitable. And the other concern, especially for the Gambia, is to increase diversification of export in terms of what we export, but diversification of export in terms of where we export. And thirdly, is about improving quality.
The Minister of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, Lamin Job, said Africa Continental Agreement is one of the most ambitious efforts to boost intra-trade in Africa as key to the continent's development challenges, but
the adoption of the agreement established the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is an important milestone in the history of the African continent. It is our collective desire to promote continental development through trade. I am confident that the AFCFTA agreement will not only provide a solid platform for the state parties to work together towards sustainable growth and development, but it will also serve as a platform in mobilizing African support in the advancing of WTO Doha Development Agenda and advocate for stronger multilateral trading system in the interest of all members. In fact, AFCFTA is being negotiated at a time when the multilateral trading system is facing unprecedented challenges. It is therefore an opportunity for Africa to reorganize, to boost intra-Africa trade while continuing to participate actively in the strong unified position in resolving the challenges of multilateral trading systems.
Speaking earlier, Ms. Saras Jagwant, Senior Sustainable Development Officer, Division for Sustainable Development Goals of the UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs, said this of the Continental Free Trade Agreement.
The Continental Free Trade Agreement featured significantly in earlier discussions with different stakeholder groups, who overwhelmingly felt that the agreement is expected to be beneficial to MSMEs, which account for a vast majority of employment on the continent. Gambia, as you all know, has signed the agreement, and it was felt after discussions with government officials and other UN agencies and organizations involved in MSME growth in this country that it could benefit the private sector, but that it would also be important for Gambia to find ways to strategically position itself given its size, given its location and resources. We hope that this will be one of the strategic consultations for effective implementation of the CFTA and therefore MSME growth and development.
The successful and effective implementation of the Africa Trade Agreement is started as the key to strengthening Africa's voice in global trade. unlocking the continent's potential, reduction of poverty, employment generation, among others. Welcome back. I have with me members from House of Hope, the Gambia, which is funded by the Asylum, Migration and Integration Funds of the EU. I have with me Akangela, Daniela, and Nene Gomez. They will be telling us about their organization, House of Hope, the Gambia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll start with Akangela, right? How and when was your organization formed?
So originally in Germany in 1987. Now in Africa in 2018.
Great. Nene, you want to add on that?
Well, yeah, I think she's correct. In Africa, we were in so many countries, Senegal and Gambia. This year, February, that's when the project kick-started in Senegal. And August of this same year, 2019, we were able to register the company in the Gambia here. And this is the first project that is going to start.
Okay, so why was House of Hope for the Gambia, House of Hope, the Gambia established? Why was it established?
Well, as we all know, we are faced with all this legal migration, and Germany is no exception. Currently, as we speak, we know that a lot of people are under the list to be deported back. For some reason, maybe they went to Germany illegally. They're unable to attain documentation to stay in Germany legally, so they might be deported back. So what this association does is it's a project funded by the German Federation to help returnees back, because when they go to their countries and they're not prepared, they have a lot of issues they face with, they're traumatized. It's not an easy thing to go through such. So basically, it's been established, like I said, in so many African countries. And of course, the coordinator, Mr. Sanabairo Sabali, and the wife, Priska, thought it's why don't we take this project home? So we've done all the necessary things, and we are happy that we were granted the approval and the registration was done. So now the project is here in Gambia, and we hope Gambians are going to benefit from it like other countries are doing.
Great. So Daniela, would you mind taking us through some of the programs and projects that you guys are doing?
There are two projects which we are starting with. I'm a teacher and I will teach the first German class here, and it will start next Monday and it will be until December. And the other program we have is Akangela, and she's doing counseling, so she's helping people to find legal ways to come to Germany, and it will be through a job.
Okay. So how many other countries, namely, are you operating in?
We're in Turkey, Kosovo, Bosnia, Ukraine, Georgia, Russia, Albania, and like I said, Senegal this year, February, and then currently in Gambia.
Okay. So did you guys did any sort of research on migration in the Gambia before opening your organization?
Well, yes. Like I said, this is not any story that is new. We're all faced with the issues of migration and deportation every day, not only from Germany, but for some reason that has kind of like, stood out, because people have been deported from Germany. So basically, I think it's just timely that we have this project kickstart in the Gambia, just to help complement government efforts to addressing these issues.
So we have so many Gambians in Germany, and then some of them are facing deportation charges. Is there anything that you guys are doing for those people in Germany?
Yeah, we are both working at a refugee camp, and we are seeing these people, and we know it's a really it's really hard. The way to get there is really hard through the sea, and then also coming to Germany and living in a camp. It's not easy, and some of them, they always say they go crazy, but some really they get traumatized. It's not so easy, and we want them to find a legal way to migrate.
Are there any things in particular that you're doing for them there?
Yeah, I'm a teacher, I'm teaching them there, and she's a counselor there. It's the same.
Exactly. It's the same.
And
that's why they chose us to come here.
How has that process been for you?
Nice. No, it's a good, like, I like teaching and I like these people, but I also, a lot of times they are coming with problems to me, and I know what kind of problems they have. They are scared that they get deported. They are living in a refugee camp with a lot of other people. They don't have a lot of possibilities. They cannot travel. They have to stay in the camp. They cannot make their own food. It's hard for them.
Okay, so for one to be a part of the House of Hope, the Gambia, what are the application methods? What do you need to do?
They need to send us an email until tomorrow, because tomorrow is the deadline. And we are looking for people that graduated from school, and they need to send us an email with their CV. They need to prove that they graduated from school with their certificate, and they should write some phrases why they want to participate. Is it just
high school graduates?
Exactly.
Do you take university graduates who might want to study
also,
master?
but the lowest should be they need to have a certificate, exactly. And when they are at university, they also can tell us.
Okay. So would you mind giving the email address and maybe contact numbers for those who are watching?
We were talking about this.
Okay.
The email address, it's a bit longer. It is, I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
It is legal-migration-senegambia at fka-ka.de.
Okay.
And I can also give our numbers, which is 524-9775, and the other one is 524-9776.
Okay, just to go through that again, legal minus, I should say, migration minus Senegambia at fka-ka.de. That's the email. You can contact them on 524-9775, 524-9775, or 524-9776, 524-9776. Those are their contact details. If you want to apply to be part of the House of Hope, the Gambia, this is what you need to do. Is there any more last thing you want to say?
Yeah, so this is only for the people who want to participate in a German course. The project is made up of two parts. So one part is this German course, but the essential part is the counseling on legal migration in general. And that one is open to anyone until December. So that means this is available for everyone who's interested. And there is also the possibility, if people who are not able to go to Brikama, where the office is located, they can get in touch with me, and we can arrange counselings also outside of Brikama for a group of students at a school or anything like that.
Great. Thank you so much, Angela, Daniela, and Nene Gomez.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great. We'll bring another report. Frightening sights of crocodiles scares women women farming in the rice and vegetable farms in Joshua. Let's take a look at that report.
A significant number of women in Old Joshua in the Kalifi municipality are engaged in rice cultivation during the rainy season, but the frightening sights of unwelcome reptilian guests are apparently making life unbearable for them. The vast wetlands of Old Joshua is both suitable for dry season, horticultural and rainy season agricultural activities, and a good number of women in the settlement are involved in the growing of rice and vegetables as a source of livelihood. The women farmers told the Fatu Network that the daily sights of crocodiles in their rice fields are a grave cause for concern as they battle the fear of life and death situation.
Ni na ta ikafo moye ko fo de ta mole ye mo nyini membe de tele la membe ma ko le na mari mina faro kono ina de te nyol ni wonte ibe din ke wala sambala nan ay na e ma ko ay si fara balan kan la na man si fara balan kan la asetara ife je ko ina be do ko non ta ngati bon ko li jo yi bulanya faro kono ya baranyi ya leku ngana murum fanga na ba kafu nyoka nga bara ke bonde non tanga jola alijo ina bula nyako non ni wol mo saba mo nani ngata reje nga tutu ko be ke ko dole
aka moli tijo farande ibe ka do ko kieno faro kono fa walu bamboy mbarandi janne ko nye tela jambo butu nga numboro na tanga pan do moro be bonta jiokon
ni munye den ku bati bambol la boy faro kon ni bambol botan faro kon be ma ko la baka ni jambando
akambatandi le katuniya abe bulu jante ni te abay jandri saja finti nyato jay abe tunne na je kon abe finti te fanam bi do ko tale bali pala ibe la do ko la.
The farmers say despite numerous appeals to make their rice fields safe for them, nothing remarkable has happened so far.
Siata sanje na antisila. Kantu metale hani kan fintata jele. Yenning yundumun kol fanam bole men yalon ko be marali mbambo la ko. Seni baji nyol men fanam fele nyim badala jay yenni bulandi nyola. Ha, seni baji nyol yenni bulandi nyola kataje ni kana jama kana noma faro kana jambari yal mbangbo kanto mandia ita kanta no la nyama ito be lori ne ko kaji bele fo abe fintila fata fintil wo ikatara do ko la dure yeti aja finti kan ita finti nyalon nu bambo katare yaila jela kono na jamfata ka ko wudin dala man koy wala tan jama kata.
There are currently no reports of serious crocodile-related incident in these rice fields, but the women expressed the need for urgent action. Women are an active component of the Gambia's labor force, but they continue to grapple with various issues that hamper their efforts in contributing optimally to household income. Fatu Cisse reporting for the Fatu Network News Review.
We've come to the end of today's news review. Thank you for joining us. Do have a great evening.